Hi guys, and welcome to your weekly horoscope. This one is for Monday the 28th of March going through until Sunday the 3rd of April 2022. Thanks for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I'm going to go through each day this week to see what the planets are doing, what relationships they form with one another, and what energy that brings up. And the point of these horoscopes is to try and understand that energy so that you can use it to your advantage and have the best time possible. What popped out at me is that there's a major opportunity this week to gain clarity around your external circumstances and to understand yourself much better. So starting with Monday, the 28th of March, we've got everything in Aquarius. We've got the moon in Aquarius. It forms a conjunction with Mars, Venus, and Saturn, all of which are in Aquarius as well. And Aquarius is known as the water bearer, but it's actually an air sign. It has to do with communication, ideas, learning, making decisions. And Aquarius is known as the humanitarian and as the teacher. So with the moon being in that sign, you'll find it very easy to educate yourself and to learn. The conjunction with the other planets means that they all blend their energies together. Mars in Aquarius has a huge desire to learn and to gain all the information that's out there in order to create meaning and to create value. Venus is love, beauty, and creativity. And in Aquarius, information is paramount. And if I want to make a fresh start or if I want to do something amazing, then I have to be informed. And Saturn is about the rules and structure. In the traditional chart, Saturn rules Capricorn, and it can be quite demanding. It says, well, what have you got to show for yourself? What's the product? What's the outcome? And in Aquarius, it's similarly tough. It says, well, what does society say? What's the greater wisdom here? What can you learn from other people rather than what can you come up with? So it kind of prompts you to align yourself with the wisdom of other people. And then Venus in Aquarius conjunct Saturn in Aquarius. So there's a huge amount of respect for information. Information really is the key to everything, or so it seems. And if you're trying to start something new, a new business, a new relationship, anything at all, you'll want to know as much as you possibly can. So on Monday, because of all this, it's an ideal day to learn and to finally understand yourself and what's been going on over the last few weeks. So if you've noticed that you've reacted in a way that's out of character for you, on Monday it's suddenly going to make sense, like hindsight is 2020, and things that have been complex suddenly become very simple. So it's like the fog clears. You'll also want to know what you want to study in future and how you can integrate that information. So it's not just about studying for the sake of it. It's about, okay, if I make the effort to learn this, what does that afford me then? What can I actually do with that info? Because of the Saturn influence, you may go into groupthink mode and lose compassion for things or people that are seen as misinformed or simply wrong. You may be quite dismissive of things that are seen as opinions. Because information is key and paramount, you're really a stickler for the truth and for facts and figures. Also avoid getting involved in any kind of a gang up. You know, if you as a group all decide that that is incorrect, let's go after it. It's much more productive to use all this info and to apply it to your own life and your own circumstances rather than educating someone else or correcting an error that has nothing to do with you. On Tuesday, the 29th of March, the moon goes into Pisces at 6:32 in the morning. So empathy and compassion kind of return here because Pisces is a water sign. It makes you very appreciative of your own feelings, what could be in future. And the Pisces moon then sextiles Uranus and Taurus. So things that don't make sense or things that are unexpected, you'll still have the ability to research in order to find a solution to the problem, but you're also going to be listening to your own feelings now, and you're not going to be as intolerant of things that aren't 100% clear. So your intuition is heightened on Tuesday, your creative ability skyrockets, and you may find that using your creativity actually helps you shift gears emotionally into a new state of acceptance and even serenity. Now, serenity isn't a word I use a lot on my channel. So we're all looking for that feeling of contentment and bliss and connection and just feeling good about the world. And that's something that's available to you on Tuesday by tapping into your feelings and being willing to learn. On Wednesday, the 30th of March, we've got the Pisces moon forming a conjunction with the outer planets Jupiter and Neptune, also in Pisces. So at the beginning of the week, everything is Aquarius, everything is ideas and communication. Now on Wednesday, it's all about the information that the higher realms offer me and the messages I get from my intuition. The thing both have in common is that you're very focused on the future and what could be done or what could be achieved, but you're just coming at it in different ways. Monday again is very much about, okay, how does it appear on paper? And on Wednesday, it's how does it make me feel? Both of them fuel you to make the right decisions and to take the right actions. It's just a very different approach. And I feel that this week is the best of all these different worlds coming together to really catapult you into your future. Jupiter is good luck, Neptune is the intuition, and Jupiter makes everything bigger. So because all that energy is in Pisces, Pisces looking at the abstract and what could exist makes you a bit of a visionary in the sense of, okay, I can almost feel and taste this, therefore I can manifest it. The Pisces moon sextiles Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto is transformation and change. If you think about it, it's often represented as the phoenix rising from the ashes. And I love that because it's so dual in nature. At one point, it's a pile of ash, and then it's this amazing firebird. So any change or things that you hadn't planned on, they're not going to seem like these horrible impositions on your life. Those kind of uncertainties will fill you with hope and excitement for a future that hasn't been created yet. And it gives you the power to say, okay, I'm going to pursue this. I'm going to make it happen. On Wednesday, healing work, creativity, family connections, and love, they all become very important to you because we have so much water in the chart. So because of that, it is a great day for new love and romance. And because your intuition is heightened, if you do meet someone new and there's an immediate rapport and the whole thing makes you feel great, then really trust that. If inexplicably you're getting some sort of red flag and something is kind of going SOS warning, then also listen to that because your intuition really isn't going to mislead you on Wednesday. If you want to have a spiritual breakthrough or make spiritual progress, Wednesday is the time to meditate or to chant or to do yoga or to pursue any type of spiritual practice that you've chosen to gain even more clarity. And not only is that going to make you feel loved and make you feel creative, it's also going to provide real solutions to practical concerns. So I'm getting you at the center, receiving information from every angle possible, and you're like the supercomputer of the world. It's a week of just understanding things which have eluded you up until now. And not only that, you can focus that information and understanding to affect real life change. Thursday, the 31st of March, we've got the Pisces moon forming a sextile with Pluto in Capricorn. So again, that ability to listen to your own feelings to create real world solutions continues. And then the moon enters Aries at 11:30 in the morning. So it shifts gears in a pretty profound way. Aries is a fire sign. It's a sign of the ram. And it's interested in pushing through things and moving ahead. So again, we've got even more of the future here. So your gaze is firmly in that direction. The Aries moon then conjuncts Mercury and the sun in Aries. So Mercury I haven't really spoken about this week. Mercury is the communication planet. And in Aries, it's very focused on the information that makes you feel motivated and enthusiastic and how you can bring more of that into your life. The sun is your identity, what you're striving towards, and it's your solar plexus, so it's what makes you feel empowered. So with that being in Aries, taking action is going to feel great, and the good news is with all this research you've done before, you're very unlikely to gallop off in the wrong direction because you're clear, you know what you're doing. So on Thursday, you naturally understand what actions need to be taken to resolve any kind of issue. The future orientation is still very, very strong, and you become motivated to set new goals and to implement your new levels of understanding. You're also naturally assertive via the Sun in Aries and Mercury in Aries, and with that, you're not so afraid of letting go of things that don't serve you. So you're able to drop bad habits, addictions, or unwelcome presences in your life that have made you feel safe up until now. You know, most of the negative things that we tolerate in our lives is because they give us some sort of a payoff. You know, if I'm in a relationship that doesn't make me happy, but it affords me with a lot of security, then sometimes it can feel easier to just keep going through the motions rather than to make this huge change, because at the end of the day, I'm still getting something out of this. But on Thursday, I think you become not braver, because brave indicates that there's fear, but you naturally feel like, I don't need this anymore, I've outgrown it. I'm the phoenix and I have risen from the ashes, so I'm only going to engage with things that make me bigger. So there's the potential to truly free yourself on Thursday and to get rid of anything that makes you feel oppressed or limited. On Friday, the 1st of April, we've got a new moon in Aries at 8:24 in the morning. So I'll make a separate video on the new moon. But this new moon is super interesting because a new moon in itself is when the moon pulls in energy to recharge its batteries and to get ready for the next 28-day cycle. But it's a new moon in Aries. So that pioneering energy is amplified because it's in the fire sign Aries. And it's really like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to move into my future. The Aries moon then conjuncts the Sun and Chiron in Aries. Chiron is the wounded healer. So this means that you're interested in making progress, but unlike at the beginning of the week, where you were mainly concerned with the contribution you can make to society and what other people think, what's very important to you on Friday is your own part in the situation and how your actions are going to benefit you. It's kind of like the Seven of Pentacles. If I make all this effort, what am I going to get back as a result? The Aries moon then sextiles Mars and Saturn in Aquarius. So there's still an ability to research and to get the info that you need in order to cement changes. And there's also a connection with society and other people, and a respect for what they can offer you in terms of truth and knowledge that's actually useful. The Sun in Aries conjuncts Chiron in Aries. So how can I learn in order to heal something that is problematic in my life? So on Friday, with the new moon in Aries, you'll naturally see what the next right step is, and you'll become very effective in manifesting your hopes and dreams. Identifying your hopes and dreams first, and then realizing them. Unlike earlier in the week, you may feel independent, and you may take that to an extreme of feeling, okay, if I take the information from the greater wisdom, that's fine, but I'm kind of on my own now, and it's me versus other people. So that then could create friction between you and other people. So avoid any arguments or anything that is not productive on Friday, and focus on what can actually deliver positive results and what is useful in your everyday experience. On Saturday, the 2nd of April, we've got the Aries moon forming a square with Pluto in Capricorn. So again, change isn't something that you're afraid of this week, it's something that you actually embrace and that excites you. And it sextiles Venus in Aquarius. So information and change is something I welcome if I'm going to create a more beautiful future. I'll be right back. Okay. Mercury in Aries conjuncts Chiron in Aries. So not only are you super focused on the actuals and what's going to work, but again, it's what's going to work in my favor. The Sun in Aries conjuncts Mercury in Aries. So we've got a pile up of this Aries energy on Saturday. So what I would say is deliberately consider the opinions and feelings of others, because those aren't going to be so interesting to you. And then finally, the moon enters Taurus at 6:50 in the afternoon. So things slow down a little bit again. Taurus is an earth sign, and it's a fixed sign that says, how can I tweak what already exists rather than how can I build and create something totally unique and fresh and new. On Saturday, you may be impacted by someone else's decision. So for instance, a landlord selling the house that you rent, or public exposure because a friend publishes a story that has you in it as one of the main characters, or redundancy because an employer is trying to cut costs in their business. It's the same thing, you see. Other people aren't so interested in the effects their actions have on others, same as you are not so interested in the way your decisions affect other people. So it's kind of like the opposite of the beginning of the week. The good news on Saturday is that you're accepting of loss. You're not afraid of it. Dropping things that seem to give you security is refreshing, and it's like, okay, well, I've created a space now. What can I replace this with? Or now that I have all this space in my life, what can I bring into it that's even better than what I had? And that is genuine optimism. That's like, of course, life is going to get better and better and better. So anything that exits my life is fine, bye, because I know I'll replace it with something even more fabulous. I love that. That is so positive. So you have this genuine built-in faith that the trajectory is going upwards. What you put into a situation, you get out. So if you're approaching your life with that kind of attitude, you're very likely to have a great result. And I'm glad I'm talking about this, because I'm going to consciously, deliberately, right now, make the decision that I'm going to try and stay in that headspace as much as I can all the time. So because you're not so attached to anything, you find it easy to change the focus to what is opening up as a result of loss or change, rather than lamenting the fact that something is now gone. Looking for alternatives is going to reveal something magical on Saturday. Sunday, the 3rd of April, we've got the Taurus moon conjuncting Uranus in Taurus. So really straightforward. Everything is in earth. You enjoy comfort and the way things appear in your life. And Uranus in Taurus loosens that up a little bit, because Taurus is the fixed sign that does not like change. Uranus is the eccentric and unplanned. And you feel more comfortable with that. And it's almost like your practical circumstances, things that are set in stone, now become more fluid, and you're able to play with them and redesign them. So on Sunday, you can plan ahead and create a completely new to-do list that is going to alter your circumstances moving forward in a significant and valuable way. If you've longed for change for a while, you'll be able to approach change in a way that doesn't involve the usual fear or anxiety, even if the result isn't guaranteed and it seems nebulous or even risky. So you're a bit of an adventurer here later on in the week. You're willing to let go of things for the promise of something better, and I really love that. And that's understanding yourself and clarity in its own right. It's like you're clearing away all the doubt and all the fear, and what's revealed is this positive person with this amazing can-do attitude. So I hope that gives you an idea of the week ahead and what you'll be working with. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on Book Your Readings to audio reading with me. In my personal readings, I use astrology, the tarot, and numerology. The astrology chart I draw up by using your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, that's fine. I can use sunrise. But what's even better is if I rectify your chart. That's a process where you give me 10 or more life events and I can use those to work out when you were actually born on that day. Once I have that, I get a snapshot of the sky at the moment you were born, and that shows me so much about you that every time I look at it, it's amazing to me. Life purpose, default setting, what you're striving towards, what the hopes and dreams are, where you're trying to go, what your strengths and weaknesses are, what's kind of destined in terms of relationships and finances and travel and moving, and where you have a lot of freedom and choice, and how you can work with what's destined and what you can create and manifest in your own right. I can look at what's coming up in future by looking at your progress chart, your transits, and the tarot. And the astrocartography is really useful when looking at different areas and which ones are going to work for you and which ones aren't. And I can look at the whole planet. It's amazing. So if you're interested in any of that, then please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. If you like this video, hit the like button, please. Share the video online so that other people can watch this report if they're interested in. If you want to be nice and give them this rundown, then that would be amazing. And hit the subscribe button to join us here on this channel. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll speak to you for the daily tarot readings, the special videos that I do on the astrology, like this new moon that's coming up in Aries. I'll make that this week, and I'll speak to you soon. All the best.